Catching a liar requires setting aside the myth of a perfect tell and systematically tracking down those physical leaks across the human operating system. We start with the thesis. In 1872, Charles Darwin proposed what is now known as the inhibition hypothesis. He noted that while we can command the major movements of our bodies, specific muscles in the face are much less obedient to our conscious will. Under severe stress, those involuntary muscles tend to betray hidden emotions. Researchers see this manifest in asymmetrical expressions. A person might force a smile, but it only engages half the face and completely fails to reach the eyes, or the corner of the mouth pulls tightly into a one-sided smirk. This data table tracks facial behaviors of people publicly pleading for missing relatives. The bottom rows show a grim reality. Pleaders later convicted of murder frequently leaped flashes of happiness in their lower face, a smirk, while trying to appear sad. Genuine pleaders rarely did this. The physical effort required to mask true emotions also disrupts autonomous rhythms. When a person is actively suppressing a genuine feeling to simulate a fake one, their blink rate often increases. Seeing a fast blink or a quick smirk does not automatically mean someone is lying. It means they are experiencing psychological distress. It means there is an issue to investigate. To build a solid case, an investigator has to verify that facial stress by checking other channels. That leads us to the verbal channel. Maintaining a lie requires enormous bandwidth to balance a fabricated story against actual memories. As the system gets overwhelmed by cognitive load, it restricts output, altering how a liar uses language to protect their story. The first sign is a drop in total output. Liars generally speak fewer words than truth-tellers because providing fewer details leaves less evidence for an investigator to verify or contradict later. They also engage in psychological distancing. Deep down, the brain knows the statement is false, and it attempts to pull the speaker away from the lie. You will view this as an increase in tentative language. They use words like maybe or guess to avoid committing to a strict timeline. They also drop first-person pronouns like I or my to subtly remove themselves from the events they are describing. When a person uses disjointed, tentative language while simultaneously leaking distress in their facial muscles, the investigator is no longer acting on a hunch. They are looking at measurable behavioral evidence. The final channel is the somatic nervous system. As the brain struggles with the verbal lie, the body has to physically manage the overflow of stress. This is where we discard the fidgeting myth completely. Because liars are highly motivated to appear credible, they consciously overcompensate. They sit unnaturally still and actually use fewer hand gestures to avoid drawing attention to themselves. This FBI bulletin highlights another red flag: discordance. This happens when the body physically contradicts the spoken word. A suspect might nod their head up and down while saying no, or flash an expression of fear while confidently claiming they have nothing to hide. To process this data accurately, interrogators rely on a master framework, the cluster rule. One anomaly on its own is just an anomaly, but when signals trigger simultaneously across the face, words, and body, the evidence points heavily toward deception. You don't hit 90. Instead of using it to interrogate a suspect, you can use it to protect your own baseline from being misread in a high-stakes environment. If you understand how cognitive load forces the body to react, you can consciously manage your physical output. The first step is to establish a calm, relaxed baseline and aggressively maintain it. By keeping your breathing and posture steady, you prevent the sudden spikes in emotional arousal that trigger involuntary facial leaks. The second step is to speak with deliberate intent. Choose your words carefully and allow your natural hand gestures to follow your speech, ensuring there is zero discordance between what you say and what your body is doing. When you align your facial expressions, your language, and your physical movements into one cohesive message, you strip away the behavioral anomalies. You leave the observer with absolutely nothing to analyze.